we're gonna see what we're doing. Click extrude. Extrude it, but this is too much. Let's extrude it by 2. Or extrude it by 3. Let's say if you extrude it, let's say by 10, okay, and click OK, and now you wanna bring it a little bit back. How to do so? You just click on move and select the move tool, go into your left viewport. You can see those. If you will click on left viewport, right click button of your mouse, and then click this guy right here, zoom extends, so it's going to show us the selected, whatever is selected, those 2 polygons. Now if you will using the select the move tool and move it by Y, see that? You can move and position them exactly where you want it. This is the other tip for you. See where your X and Y axis right here, and it's kinda not comfy for you to have them right there. How to fix this? This icon right here, use pivot point center, click on it, hold it, and select this guy right here on the bottom, which is going to say use transform coordinate center. Basically, whatever you're on your viewport, it will bring X and Y or Z axis for you right in the center, and it's very convenient for you now to move. Alright, so it's not on the left or on the right. This is another tip for you. So basically we're going to just make it like something like so, okay? I can see on the viewport right here in perspective. Alright, now and click switch to and the options go up, get out from the polygon mode, just click on it, so we get out. So we're working with the whole object now, or 3D model. Click on our orbit sub object tool, and basically click right click button on perspective view, and let's zoom in a little bit here. What happened here? See, our geometry is funky. When we were selecting those dots, accidentally we selected these dots, and we mess up the whole model. And let's go ahead and fix this, and then I will teach you how to do that. It's not going to happen. Let's switch from bottom view. Let's switch back to click on our viewport. Let's save it. Click on our viewport, click from the bottom to top view. Alright, then let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit here and bring it to the center. Alright, let's switch to back to vertices mode. Alright, we are in the vertices mode now. So what we want to do, let's go ahead and select top vertex here and move it. See what happened? We accidentally grabbed this vertex and we just mess up. Okay, let's select this vertex and move it by Y, like so. Make sure it's straight, and let's select this vertex and move it by Y as well, by green axis. Alright, so we fixed that. Alright, you can see in our perspective view that we fixed it perfectly. Why it happened? Let's investigate. Basically, if you will select something like this in perspective view, you're selecting those vertices and you're selecting those vertices. And if I'm going to move now in our perspective view, in perspective view, the use transform coordinate doesn't work, so you want to use this guy right here, which is use pivot point center for the perspective. Just switch it over here, holding your mouse left button if you don't see the coordinates. And then what happened, I just move it, and I just change the object geometry, make it so bad. Let's go back, and now as you can see, I fix it. How to not to select that? Basically, let me just go like that and unselect it, click somewhere. I'm going to unselect those vertices and let's go somewhere like that, and I'm going to select it again. You're gonna see that I'm going to select the bottom one as well, even if I didn't see it. See, the bottom one is selected. So my point is how to get rid of it. And when you're selecting something like this, but I'm not suggesting you to select something like this. If you're working with some vertices or one vertex, just select just one vertex. Pay attention to your perspective view, okay? But because when you're selecting from the top, you're selecting the top vertices and the bottom. But how? Let me show it to you again. In our top view, see, in our top view here, when I'm going to select like this, I'm thinking I'm selecting the top vertices, right? Let me select it like this. All of those. I'm thinking I just selected the top vertices, but not. You can see the bottom one in perspective is selected as well. So it's selecting whatever top, bottom, whatever is between, everything is selected. This is not good. When you're selecting something in top viewport, or left viewport, or front viewport, or perspective viewport, what you want is make sure, right click right now, you want to make sure that, and over here find the option which is going to say ignore back facing. Click on it and let's unselect the vertices by clicking somewhere, and let's from the top viewport select it again. See, again it's selected. Right click again, and it should be here, the option. And this 2D Max version look like it's hidden somewhere, but you got an idea. Be careful when you're selecting it, because you can end up in get yourself in a trouble. Let's try in our perspective view. Let's select those, boom, and let's have a look. It checked. Yeah, it doesn't work. Okay, let's go ahead and bring it back and select that ignore back facing, and let's select it again. Yeah, it doesn't work. You gotta just go somewhere. I don't want to pay too much time in this video tutorial, but when you're selecting the vertices, the goal is, the tip is, when you're selecting the vertices in top view, back view, left view, whatever, make sure that you're not grabbing the vertices underneath of it. Be very careful, okay? So you learn your lesson for now. It's just for the beginner tutorial, it's just fine. We're not going to go deep in this. Somewhere here there is an option that's going to select, do not select the back vertices. You're gonna click on it, and when you're working with the top view, front view, whatever view, it's not going to select the vertices. But it doesn't work currently right now. Maybe I just need to check mark somewhere. I'm not going to spend so much time for this. You learn the tip that when you're selecting the vertices, make sure that you pay attention basically, and you know, rotating in your viewport and have a look what you're selecting. Let's say if you're selecting just those, you want to select those, and then let's say if you're selecting just those, you want to select just those, and then rotate in your perspective view, and using the pen zoom and the tool and the orbit sub object tool, just rotate your camera and pan your camera and have a look. What are you selecting? Are you selecting the right stuff? And you can see over here I selected those dots, and let's say if I don't want those dots right here, I just want the top thing and I don't want those dots. What you want to do, you just want to deselect them. click the Alt button, hold it. You can see on mouse cursor minus symbol, and select them, and then zoom out, and now you have only on top, you know, those two dots, and more than two, whatever you want to select on those two. Okay, and if you want to again deselect the dots, which is vertex or multiple vertices like those two, and I have 4 and those two, let's say I want to deselect those two, Alt button and then deselect them, or by single Alt button and single click on single vertex to deselect the single vertex, or 2 vertices, just like that. So you learn how to deselect and select. And over here, as you can see, just because I was messing a lot with my dots, this polygon here is bigger than this over here, wider. So I'm going to fix this by selecting those from the top, those vertices. And now I want to make sure that I'm not selecting anything else, just those two, and from front and from the bottom, and double check that it's going to be on the bottom to make this guy, this leg, same same, you know, height and width as this one. And I'm going to rotate in my perspective view, make sure there is no other dots are selected, just only those 4, as you can see, and those 2 right here, and 2 right here. Kinda be creative when using your viewports. Okay, and what I'm gonna do now, I'm just kinda going to bring my viewport like this, zoom out, and get back to top viewport, and a little bit like zoom out, maybe like so, using the select and move tool. Now always when you're selecting vertex or vertices, you want to use the select object, this tool right here. Just click on it and select it. But now I want to move it, so when you're moving only, you want to use the select and move tool, otherwise you can screw up bad and not going to see. And if you're building very advanced and complex 3D model, it's going to be very hard later on to fix it. In this simple object or 3D model, it's easy to fix few dots or few vertices, it's no problem. And I'm going to move it by Y, by about like so, to make it kinda same. I can see on top view it's about the same. Alright, so I have this the same. Okay, and what I'm gonna do now, from my, you can select from the perspective view as well. Click on the polygon. I'm in the polygon mode now because I switched from the vertices to a polygon mode, and click on it, click on the icon, and you can see I'm right now selecting the polygon with select and move tool. Never select polygon, edge or vertex with select, or vertices, polygons and edges with select and move tool. Use always select object tool like this, so you will never mess up. So I'm gonna click here, and I'm going to click here, and I'm going to just deselect this one for now, like so. And what I'm gonna do, I'm just going to go ahead and click insert, and you already know what is insert by now, you should, and maybe not 1 by 2, a little bit smaller, click enter amount like so. That's fine. I'm gonna click OK. Next I'm going to insert here. Why didn't select this at the same time? Because it has some edges over here, and if I will click insert and select them, all 3 of them, it's not going to look good, because this one has more edges, kind of not identical to other polygons, because this has 3 polygons actually, and when I'm selecting 3, it's look like this, single polygons from left or right. So I'm going to click here insert now, and by 2 as well, and kind of the same thing going on here. Also, what is group? You wanna